Good day and welcome to another episode of your Money Moment. Today we're diving into South Africa's 2025 national budget, and let's just say it's not exactly the bold economic fix we were hoping for. In fact, it feels more like a short-term bandage rather than a real solution to the country's financial struggles. So what's in the budget? How does it impact you? And more importantly, what does it say about the government's approach to our economy? Let's break it down in a way that actually makes sense. The main reason behind the budget being late this year was because of the VAT hike. One of the big changes that they did discuss today was a 0.5% VAT increase with another 0.5% increase next year. Now, at first glance, it might seem like a compromise instead of a big hike. We are getting a smaller one spread out over time. But here's the catch, the burden on taxpayers isn't being reduced, it's just being shifted. So, instead of using a larger VAT increase, the government is using fiscal drag to pull in more tax revenue. Fiscal drag is when the government doesn't adjust tax brackets for inflation. So even if your salary increases are just enough to keep up with rising prices, you end up paying more tax. So this sneaky tactic is expected to bring in 18 billion this year and another 19 billion in 2026-2027. That's significantly more than what the VAT increase will generate. So in other words, taxpayers are paying more whether they realize it or not. And for lower income earners, any tax relief they were hoping for from earlier budget proposals has now been scrapped. Secondly, no real spending cuts, just more promises. Here's what is really frustrating. Even with these tax hikes, the government hasn't committed to any major spending cuts. Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana talked about the future spending reviews, but let's be honest, we've heard that before. If you followed previous budgets, you'll know that promises of efficiency and reform don't always lead to actual cost cutting. Meanwhile, government spending keeps climbing, and we don't see the real improvements in economic growth and service delivery. What this budget should have included is clear, immediate spending cuts, not vague commitments. Thirdly, SARS needs more, but VIP protection gets billions. Now, here's where it gets even more frustrating. The head of SARS, Edward Kieswetter, has made it clear, a tax hike isn't actually necessary. According to him, SARS could recover hundreds of billions in tax revenue if it had more resources to improve the compliance. So what does government do? Well, they're giving SARS 3.5 billion this year and an extra 4 billion over the next few years. That sounds good, right? But wait, they're also budgeting 2 billion rand for VIP protection. Yes, you've heard right. Billions to protect politicians, while SARS, the very institution that could help increase tax collection without raising taxes, gets only slightly more. The irony is so hard to ignore. Fourthly, the real problem is no economic growth. At the core of this crisis is the fact that South Africa's economy isn't growing. Since 2010, our GDP growth has averaged only 1.5%, and in the last 2 years, it's been worse, 0.7% in 2023 and just 0.6% in 2024. That is stagnation, not progress. The government keeps trying to plug budget holes with tax hikes, but that's just not a long-term solution. We need growth, investment, and job creation. Treasury's own forecast suggests that the economy isn't going to improve much in the coming years, and unless there's a major shift in policy, we'll find ourselves back here next year. More taxes, more government spending, and no real improvement. So what is next? Right now, the Government of National Unity is debating the budget, and soon Parliament will vote on it. The big question, will sanity prevail? Will the government finally make tough decisions and enforce spending cuts? Or will taxpayers be left footing the bill once again? So what do you think? Do you believe this budget will make a difference, or are we just kicking the can down the road? Hit me up with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and let's hope for some much needed change.
When you're navigating through life's big events, like buying a home, starting a family, or approaching retirement, you need sound and impartial financial advice. Mauritz Oberholzer, a financial advisor at Stonehouse Capital, specializes in personal financial planning. Visit mauritzoberholzer.co.za or call 082 774 1996. For practical and easy to understand advice and tips, don't miss your Money Moment with Mauritz Oberholzer, Thursday mornings at 10 on eRadio.